Hello and welcome everyone to Zoom Racing League Division 2. We are here in France today for round 5, and qualifying is already underway. We've got 15 minutes left in the session. We have Sid Satgar starting on a hot lap. Hudson Poole joined with me in the booth today. Hudson, how you doing?
Amazing, man. Can't wait to see how this race goes.
Yeah, I know that there's been a lot of speculation coming into this week because following this week, we've got 2 weeks off. We got 2 weeks off, and then we're going to Monaco. And that will definitely be a hype event. But we're at France right now, and with 2 weeks off after this, I know it's let people put in a lot of extra effort for this week, knowing that, you know, hey, after this, we get some time to breathe, you know? And I'm sure it's a much-needed break for a lot of people.
It's raining.
Is it raining?
It's raining. Sorry to cut you off. It's raining.
Wow, you're right.
Sid is going to get pole here if he puts it together.
So we have rain coming down. These will be the first and only laps. Pressure is on. I don't know if we'll have a rain race. I don't know if we have dry setups on. I don't know if we have wet setups on. I don't know what's happening, but these could be the pull times coming in right now. I don't know who's gonna. I mean, Sid has to have the driest track. I don't have sector times for anyone, but we'll follow these guys as they come across the board because this is likely their only shot, their only lap. All the pressure for one lap. First, we've got Sid in line. I'm not sure who we got behind him, but we'll try to follow on board. I believe it's an Aston Martin.
Hey, Matteo.
And then a Ferrari following that. So Sid gonna come to the line. Probably his only lap. He's gonna get in. He's going to go P1 with the time of 1:31. Matteo's going to cross the line. He's going to come second. Magnussen Cube comes across with a 1:31.9. Then we've got the Red Bull, I think had an invalid lap. That was the Red Bull of Ethan Patel. And Simon Carlson coming across, reserving for Williams. We've also got Weil coming around the final corner. But in front of him, we've got... What's that?
DRS has been disabled. So.
DRS is disabled. Colin Edwards comes across. He jumps to P3. Then we've got Weil on P11. He's going to cross and jump to P8. Now we've got a train of cars, starting with the Mercedes of Dan, who's going to cross the line, and he's going to put up a time that puts him P9. Oh my gosh, the times are just jumping around everywhere, and the track has gotten so slick. Just keep an eye on the timing table, guys. Pascal jumps to P12. Victor Diaz going to jump to P11. Garrett Elder, who's normally at the top of these qualifying times, the rain has just absolutely ruined his qualifying. I've seen him sliding around everywhere. He's going to cross the line, and he's going to be P14, and that's so unusual for Garrett. But we've also got 3 people, including 2 Red Bulls, who have not even put in a time yet.
Unfortunate for Dougie here as he's getting blocked by this Mercedes. And he's had to go offline. That's unfortunate for him, but yeah, no, you can totally tell now the track is just super wet. We even a Mercedes in front of him, and at this point, and especially with DRS closed, you know, you just will not see anywhere close to the times that Sid Satgar has put in as a 31.7. As yeah, these drivers in front will just pit here, and that's pretty much their race over. They might put some inner laps down if they think it's going to rain the race, just to be a little more prepared for the race. But yeah, this is Wally's over unless it stops raining, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, I believe that is it for quali. We still got 12 minutes left. We'll see what happens. Also, Ethan puts in a time of 1:45. That was his first lap. He's on another invalid lap, so he won't be improving at all. Dougie Falcons is going to get in a lap. I doubt that we see him improve at all. Maybe he can beat Seb in P16, but we'll see what time he comes across. You can see he's so slow to get on traction. Struggling to even get to the line. And he's not even going to be able to beat Seb. He's going to pass his teammate to take P17 with a time of 1:40.3. And that is a shambles of a qualifying for the Red Bulls. I don't know what happened with Dougie. I know that Ethan invalidated his first lap. But those are still 2 very quick drivers. And we saw the action from D3 and D4. You know, so much can happen that I don't think starting in the back here is something super drastic or to worry about.
Yeah, and I believe that all these drivers will have a full dry setup on, because I've just gotten an update from Peter Giordano as he's engineering his team. It's going to be dry for the race, completely dry, so they will not be able to use you know, certain setups have more of an advantage over others. So, yeah, and it's unfortunate here that we also won't be seeing Eruption as he's really sick. So that'll
Yeah,
make the field a little more interesting.
thoughts are with Eruption. I know that he said that he was really battling an illness, and he was kind of off and on. You know, he was saying I'm not gonna race, and he was like, oh, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And then last second he decides that he's not gonna race. I think he tried to get someone in here last second for him. Did we get that person in? No, I don't believe we did. So yeah, no reserve for Eruption, unfortunately. Crazy weather for everyone else. Stelios still didn't get a lap in. I guess he will probably be trying to beat Ethan Patel 145. I don't know what the wet times around here even look like.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We're gonna find out. We'll see if Stelios. It's the only action we got on track right now, so he's gonna invalidate that lap.
Surprised no one's gone out on the inters just for practice. Oh, I think someone is. Who's going out there? I think that's a McLaren.
Well, I'm also interested. We haven't seen anyone retire.
Yeah.
See, maybe I can pull up some telemetry.
So Sid is on the intermediates, probably practicing. Or,
Actually,
well, it's gonna be dry for the race, so I'm not sure why he's doing that, but.
oh, never mind. I'm not gonna pull up any telemetry. I'm hosting the session. I don't want to stay tabbed out and mess up any synchronization. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. But it is a very interesting lineup here because of the rain. Having both the Red Bulls down so low, they're gonna have to have a huge comeback and sit on pole. That is something that's just enjoyable to see. You can't hate that.
No, Sid. Everyone loves Sid. He's awesome, and definitely love seeing him start on pole. I just hope that for Sid's sake, he's had so many issues with just random things happening, and especially with these D2 lobbies the past 2 weeks. We've had a lot of issues with desync, and it's been frustrating for everyone, but especially Sid. It just hasn't worked out well for him.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can take a look at the driver's standings real quick. I don't think I have them as an overlay for you guys to see, but I'll talk you through them real quick if I can get a chance to pull them up. All right, so right now the driver standings, we actually are, the leader in the driver standings is Lights. He's got 107 points, 4 points in front of Dougie Falcons. Interestingly enough, Lights is not here today. He has a reserve in for him, Dan. So we will have a new championship leader likely, unless Dougie Falcons and Colin Edwards were to DNF, because Dougie is, like I said, 4 points behind. Colin Edwards right there too, 14 points behind. In fourth place in the championship, right now we got Magnus and Cube currently qualified in P2, right behind Sid Satgare. But that's not how it looks in the championship, because in the championship we've got Sid right behind Magnussen in P5, as we do see some drivers starting to retire. No interest in going out on the soft tires any longer. But also constructor standings, we've got Mercedes at the top with 141 points, but they're missing Lights today. Red Bull with 123 points in second place. Alpine in third with 118, and a controversial desync incident last week with Stelios, who could have potentially been on for a P2. That really could have shaken up the standings. Ferrari 2 points behind Alpine in P4 with 116 points. Hudson, with Lights out today, Dougie Falcons has really shown how fast he can be. I know we just saw Nalvatari DNF right in front of Stelios, but with Lights out today, who's your favorite to win this race?
With Dougie so low down on the field, well, I mean, you can't really ever count Dougie out, but I would say it's quite unlikely unless some safety car magic happens. So I'm gonna count him out for the win today. Possible though. I'm going with Klinsman or Colin Edwards. Sorry, I think Colin Edwards will pick up this win. Sid, we know Sid has to pay sometimes, but it's very off and on, and Colin Edwards is relatively consistent with his pace. So I think if he can keep it clean, I think he'll win the race.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet for sure. I'm going to go ahead and change it up, even though I think Colin definitely could win. I'm going to say Magnus and Cube could be on for it. Big Twitter fan of his, and, you know, I've been seeing some of the stuff he's been saying, and he's got a lot of pace, man, and he's very confident about it, too. He's been grinding a lot compared to some of these guys who maybe just more have taken a relaxed approach to this week. So we'll see what happens. I like the pick of Colin, but I think Max and Cube could bring it home. I'm not even going to comment on Sid, and that's just because I don't want to jinx the guy. He's had too much go wrong, so we're just going to leave it there, and we'll see what happens. Got a lot more drivers retiring now. I would say about half the grid has retired from the session, and that's likely just because the race is going to be dry, so they don't have any interest in practicing on the intermediate tires.
Have we seen a rain race throughout all the divisions so far? I don't think we have, right?
No, no, not yet. We have not had any rain yet. So
Hopefully that does not come in D1.
well, for your sake, I'm sure you don't want it. Personally, I kind of like the off chance of rain, the wild card. I'm more of a midfield driver in Division 1, so when rain comes in, I feel like there's a wild card chance that something could happen. Maybe I'll sneak a win out. But yeah,
I guess that is where you got your win last season in Spa.
Yeah, Spa with the rain. So, but yeah, I think if you're a top driver and there's rain, you obviously, like I said, rain's a wild card. So really, if you're a top driver, you probably want everything other than a wild card. You just want a straightforward race. So I can understand you being a probably the top driver in Division 1, not wanting to see any weather. So, but also this weather from this qualifying has really shaken things up. Like, Lights isn't here. That's going to shake it up. Dougie's going to do a last to first challenge, or attempt it. Sid is 5th in the stand. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to cut away from the scene for a second. But Sid is 5th in the standings, and he's on pole. So a lot of guys are out of position. Alex Duarte even up there in P5. That's out of position. Simon's a D3 driver. We don't really know what he's capable of. Pylon's a D4 driver down there in P8. Grid Jokes is a reserve, first time reserving, no clue what he's capable of. Pascal in 15th, no clue what he's capable of. So, and Garrett Elder also down in 14th. Like, that's a shock.
Yeah, usually Garrett Elder is a favorite for pole position. He can just whip out lap times in qualifying, but with this kind of weather, it's completely random, and he had the unfortunate toll of being in P14. It's interesting because what we've seen so far from Williams is it's more of a setup base for quali, but I wonder after that if they're gonna maybe change. You're only limited to change up a little bit from quali to race, but I wonder if they'll change their setup a lot before the race starts.
Well, I'll tell you for sure.
Mateo spins.
Yeah, Mateo spins. I'll tell you for sure they did not get a lot of time to think about it, because as soon as the session started, it was time to go. And that's why you saw everyone was so tight. It was almost like they were racing on their quali laps just because they knew the weather was coming down. I mean, a lot of drivers didn't even finish their lap before DRS was disabled. So, yeah, it's just craziness all around.
Yeah.
It's been about 15 minutes, I guess, since the start of quali. And probably about 12 minutes since we've seen a lap come in that was an improvement. For our viewers, stay tuned in. I know it's been a little bit of a boring qualifying. It was excitement packed at the start. Hard to keep up with all the information as it was coming across so rapid fire. But we're about to have a race that is going to be very, very interesting. And I'm still not quite sure about the setups. I would imagine people would be on dry. But I've also had telemetry lied to me before, so I don't know. We do run approximate weather in this league, which is something that a lot of leagues don't do. What that does is it throws in a variable that even if the game does suggest that it will be a dry race, that can always change. Just like right now we're seeing rain, it could lighten up in a second. I don't know.
Yeah. Would be very interesting if it was a rain race and everyone put on a dry setup, and maybe one person had the chance to put on a rain setup, and they will have a huge advantage over everyone. But yeah, as we see now, like more than half the grid is retired. Probably just prepping themselves for the race and trying to get their nerves down.
Oh, Stelios is out here on the intermediates. You see, he's got 2/10 to Dougie Falcons, who did retire. I guess it theoretically could happen if he's still trying to improve, but that's not going to happen if he's doing that. But he's going to just keep grinding away at it, seeing if he can find any time at all. Also on track is Pascal out on the intermediates. I think he's trying to find the 7/10. Not quite there. Pascal's going to come to the pits, and I would like to see a lot of these guys retire so we can move on with the action, but we'll see if they decide to do that.
I doubt that everyone will retire, but how far do you think Dougie will make his way up the grid throughout this race?
Well, Dougie has been known to have monster starts. I wouldn't even mind hopping on board with him for the start. P17 maybe not this time.
Too far back.
Yeah, too far back to, but you know, I'm sure we'll see some clips of Dougie's starts after the race, because this guy, I don't know what he's got, but it's some extra juice that he gets from the start of the race.
Mexico flashbacks.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see him. He's P17 right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him P12 by the end of the first lap.
Yeah, no, his starts are just phenomenal. We have finished qualifying now. Everyone just has to finish their laps, and everyone has. They're just going into the pits now. I reckon we should get on with Colin Edwards for the start. I think it's...
Yeah, we can choose Colin Edwards, yeah.
Point of view.
Sitting right behind Sid Satgar on the grid. Turn 1 is always really, really interesting here at France. We've got the almost like chicane, the soft chicane. And in Division 3, there was absolute chaos. 6 cars taken out through turns 1 and 2. We'll try to keep you guys on board with that action, but if there's so much going on, we can only do our best. I think everyone is in the pits now. So that is going to be the end of qualifying officially. Timer's out. Just waiting for Pylon's pit crew to get him. There we go. So there's your official qualifying results. Sid's on pole, Magnussen in second, Colin Edwards in third. We're going to take a quick intermission, and we'll be back with you for the start of the race here in about 30 seconds. All right, guys, and we are back from intermission, and we are getting ready to go green. Lights will go out here shortly. And looks like we do have sunny skies here in France for the time being. Approximate weather, everything can change. But we'll at least have a dry start.
Yeah. 18 seconds left for the drivers to mess with their setup, their fuel, what kind of tire compound they want to start on. I would expect a lot of hards. Maybe some go for the mediums. Maybe expecting safety car. They'll try to benefit off of that. And yeah, race starting now.
We will hop on board with Colin Edwards. I know we got to get the interfaces up and going.
We have a
formation lap? Is that green flag?
I guess that's formation lap.
Oh, okay. So settings have been put in wrong. As I am the host, I believe that is my fault, so that is embarrassing. But we will go ahead and run the formation lap. That is accidental.
That's Forte on the mediums. Only driver on the mediums.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the tire. This is actually nice for broadcasters, I will say. Hopefully we don't get any glitches. For people who are curious why we don't run formation lap over here typically. Where's the tires? There we go. We don't typically run formation laps over here because sometimes, on rare occasion, there can be a glitch where your tires start ice cold. They'll start about 70 degrees Celsius, and it is very frustrating to get them up to temp. But we are going to run a formation lap this time. No way around it. We're stuck here now. And hopefully the drivers avoid tire glitches.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate when something like that happens. I mean, there's nothing really much you can do about it, and there's no just a restart on the session. I guess we just gotta hope for the best. As Duncan makes an oopsie, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm confident. Nothing will go wrong. Famous last words. Our last two times we raced D2, if things went wrong. But you know, a lot of other leagues are running formation lap, and it's been questioned why we don't run it. Because things have been running smoothly. There's been patches to fix the formation lap tire bug, and we've actually considered it in the moderator team if we want to go back or not. For right now, we've decided not to, but fingers crossed this is going to be okay. So we're going to hop on board with Colin Edwards. Per Hudson Pool's request, drivers are getting their tires warmed up one last time as they come to the grid. The nerves are settling in as the drivers are going to be sitting in their cockpits for 45 straight minutes of non-stop racing action. Alex Duarte is disqualified from the formation lap, which is going to set him back on his grid a little bit. Still will be able to race.
Does that make your tires cold when you do that?
Yes, I think it might. So we'll see what happens with Alex Duarte's start. We'll keep an eye on it. Ethan Patel will be the last car to set his grid place. Actually, we've got an Alpine right behind him. Stelios is going to set his grid place. And we're going to move up to Colin Edwards. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. As there's a slight stall on the grid, I think we have a little bit of a light glitch.
Uh-oh.
And there they go. So Colin Edwards is off, and he's got a decent start for the hard tire. And he's going to be side by side with Max and Cube as they take off down into turn 1. Max and Cube on the inside with Syra on his outside. Pretty clean so far through the first 2 corners. I believe a cone did get taken out. But
Dougie all the way up to P10 already.
Dougie to P10. I don't know if we're shocked by that or not, but absolutely huge moves starting P17. But really clean from these drivers, to be honest. Up and down to P15 with Seb. A little bit of changes, position changes down here. And the chaos is all at the back right now. Looks like Syra may have gone for a little bit of a spin. Eric McNerney does get past Dan. So Dan's going to fall in behind him as Dan also gets passed by Grid Jokes as well, the reserve driver for Haas.
Yeah, so a lot of changes here. Weil up 4 places. Good for him. Dougie Falcons up 8 and Syra down to 19. Lost 15 places. Obviously very unfortunate for him. But yeah, Sid keeping the lead, trying to keep his cool as Klinsman now is hunting him down. Max and Cube dropping 8 tenths back. So he'll want to close with that gap a little more.
We'll hop on board for with Dougie for the rest of this lap as he is the man on the move right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at the position changes. And yeah, Dougie's up 8 spots, Syra down 15. Dougie's the biggest mover by quite a bit. Weil also up 4 spots.
Oh.
Dougie going for a little bit of a squeeze here on Pylon. Pylon's not willing to give him any room. Gonna go for the switchback. He's gonna use a little bit of battery to make it stick. Can Pylon defend it? He's not even gonna try. He's not gonna blow any battery. He's gonna say, Dougie, I'll catch you later. So Dougie gets another position, and that is 10 spots on first lap. 9 spots on the first lap.
That is insane. Maybe we shouldn't have counted him out. But we do have Alex Duarte right in front of him. He is on the medium compound, so you'd expect Alex Duarte to be really aggressive right now because he has like the huge tire advantage. So he'll be wanting to get past Simon Colston pretty quickly here.
Yeah, and Grid Jokes and Dan swap places too. A little bit of swapping in the back as well between the Haas and the Williams of Garrett Elder and Pascal. Looks like Pascal may have had a moment to fall off the field a little bit, but if you take a look at our track map down there on the right, very clean, impressive driving from these guys. It is still a DRS train, and we're going to have DRS activated next lap. That will be very cool to see all these guys so close together.
Oh, yeah. Very impressive, actually. No contact, or no huge contact with anyone like spinning out, having to go to the pits. Magnus and Cube, though, he's been fighting for his life for this DRS. He was out of the second, and now he's put himself back in, so he'll definitely want to be back in. Or stay in this 1 second gap for DRS, which is coming lap 3. And if you don't have DRS in lap 3, there's not a very good chance we'll catch up to the guy in front of you.
Good action beat right here between Ethan Patel and Seb down for P15. Side by side, the drivers go, touching wheels a little bit. And Seb, the reserve driver for Mercedes, getting his elbows out. Both drivers keeping it clean, though. Very good racing between the two. And looks like Ethan will hold on to the position for now. Alex Duarte right on the back of Dougie Falcons, who Dougie Falcons was able to get by Alex Duarte on the medium tire. So now he's a second back. He might lose DRS. No, he's going to be able to gain that DRS back on Simon. And Dougie's on the move, looking for P6 already.
Yeah, impressive stuff from him. One of the best starts we've seen from him besides Mexico. Sid is actually outside. Or he's pulled a second gap from Klinsman. Or sorry, Colin Edwards.
No, Colin did get the DRS this time. Yep.
Okay.
However, Magnussen Cube, on the other hand, did not. So that is going to be the end of the train, or the start of the second train, I guess. Building. Magnussen also at 10% DRS. That's not going to be good for him. I'm sure he'll be struggling. Mateo will be all over him from the back. While
Cyril makes the move.
What's that?
Seb. Cyril makes a move on Seb for
So
P16.
Seb losing another spot down there in P6.
Oh, big contact. Oh, that could be a safety car. Huge front wing damage for Syra. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but... And, oh, there's a safety car.
So it's a virtual safety car that we got. So VSC is out. That will neutralize the race, neutralize the deltas in the spots that they are. That will help
How do you
Syra.
tell that it's a VSC and not a safety car?
Well, when you don't see the safety car, the little yellow dot coming out of the pit exit, then you
That's
know.
right. Okay.
Yeah, so no full safety car this time. That's going to give Syra a chance to get into the pits and not lose so much time. Maybe his race won't be completely destroyed.
Yeah. It is good for him that there is a VSC, but you know, no front wing damage isn't very fortunate. But VSC is gone. We are underway, and Klinsman closes way up to the back of Sid. He pulled a George Russell. He actually did that in France, George Russell, and closed up way behind Sergio Perez. In this case, Alpine on McLaren. So Madison Cube now closer to Colin Edwards than he has been. So maybe we could see a move possibly from Colin Edwards here, but he might just try to stick to the back of Sid, which is Sid has been holding his ground. He's actually he's had very good pace in these first 4 laps.
Yeah, and he's a great driver, so we'd love to see that from Sid. Mateo's going to have DRS on Max and Cube. Will he decide to make a move this time by? Doesn't look like he has the battery to do so, even if he wanted to. Everyone else is sort of in a DRS train for the moment. Not going to see too much overtaking happen.
Yeah. Colin Edwards does have the battery advantage over Sid at the moment, so he'll want to try to keep that, and you know, he'll keep benefiting off of that. But Alex Duarte still on those medium tires. When do you think the medium will start to drop off towards the hards?
I think that you've got a pretty broad pit window here at France. You really do, but somewhere between lap 8 and 12, he's going to want to come in and get a fresh pair of hards on.
Yeah. He's almost lost DRS to Dougie. Dougie on a charge to get Simon. Dougie not trying to waste any time here.
Yeah, and Alex being...
start 17th?
Yes, he did. He started 17th. So Alex being the only one on the medium tire, he's really hoping for a safety car anytime now. He could make the stop to the hards, and that would be it for him. If a safety car were to come out now, he could be a favorite for the win, as Wyall picks up a 3-second time penalty. Not what you want to see this early in the race.
Yeah, Klinsman, closest he's ever been to Sid, only 3/10 away from Sid. And now we're going to come up to the, the second DRS zone of this lap. Gets a decent exit. Sid going kind of wide there. And he now is using the ERS. He's going to have the DRS with the ERS. He's most definitely going to make the move here on Sid. And he goes down the outside. That's an easy move for Sid. Or sorry, for Colin Edwards.
Yeah, Sid choosing not to use any battery on that occasion. He's just going to let Colin go ahead and take the position for now. He's going to say, I'll just follow you through. Pylon gets passed by Eric McNerney, who is out of battery, but so is Pylon.
Yeah. But a 3-second time penalty for a while, that is not what you want to see this early in the race. Warnings here are not very easy to avoid. At least for me, it's pretty difficult. But Sid, still going to keep to the back of Colin Edwards. He'll definitely not want to lose this win.
Everyone's still single file, following each other after the VSC. Not too many overtakes happening. Alex Duarte really has been the start of this second DRS train. He's kind of split the field in half if you take a look at the map. He just hasn't been able to keep pace with Dougie Falcons, and the medium tires, they're almost to the point where they're going to fall off. So not looking good for the AlphaTauri driver.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it won't be amazing for Alex Duarte. Yeah, he's 2.4 seconds away from the driver in front of him, which is Dougie Falcons. But yeah, so Sid still in the DRS. Magnus Cube is not in the DRS, so Mateo will... Oh, and also Magnus Cube is blinking, so that is very good for Mateo, as he is also low on ERS. So maybe we can see a move here from him.
Just keep an eye on Mateo, see if he does go for a move. He doesn't really have the battery to make anything happen, but he's gonna go. He gives it a little bit of a tap on the exit, but both drivers are pretty much out of gas as far as battery is concerned. Eric McNerney right here on the back of Alex Duarte, trying to break this DRS train, and he's not gonna be able to get by him on this occasion. He needs to get a good exit right here if he wants a good shot at it. Alex misses his exit, and he does go a little bit wide. Eric's gonna get back on the battery, and he should be able to make it stick as they head towards the fast right-hander.
Yep, easy move from Eric McNerney to get a good exit, and ooh, Alex Duarte might have a shot. Ooh, almost sends it down the inside. Will he think about doing it again? No, he will not. So that is Eric McNerney past Alex Duarte. Race is just not going any better. Oh, a lot of changes.
Yeah, there's an Aston Martin of Julian Pylon who kind of went off track. He re-entered it in an awkward position, which kind of caused the Haas of Grid Jokes and Stelios Ripas to really didn't make a move for him.
No.
And Ethan Patel makes slight contact with Julian Pylon, I believe that was, and both drivers went around. Is that right?
I'm not 100% sure, but I just saw Ethan spin. So that was
Okay, yeah. So Pylon went around too. Drivers banged tires, and not what you want to see for either one of them. Unfortunate.
Ethan Patel has wing damage. Not what you want to see from part of the Red Bull team. He's gonna have to pit for wing repairs, because wing damage around here is just not what you want. Too many high-speed corners. But Sid just in the DRS of Colin Edwards. That was pretty close.
Huge moment for Weil as they head into the DRS straight. Weil's got a little bit of battery. He's going to try to hold on to it, but Simon's going to go side by side with him. Dougie Falcons has a great view on the two drivers side by side through the backstretch chicane. They're going to make a little bit of contact. Dougie's going to get a good advantage of this, though. He's going to get a great exit as both of theirs was compromised. He's going to try to get on his battery and see if he can get a double overtake right here. Oh, but the toe from Weil that Simon gets is going to be able to pull him through. And the battling has not stopped. Dougie's going to look towards the inside. He's going to hold it there for the time being. And he's going to get by Simon.
Wow, this is an amazing racing we've seen so far. Oh,
and that's a
car.
full safety car. Not sure what happened there. Looks like Ethan Patel spun on the backstretch. Is that his... Oh, yeah, he's got a full wing laying right in the middle of the track. That is going to be a full safety car. And that is directly to the advantage of the Mexican driver, Alex Duarte.
You think... Yeah, probably Hartz could probably go 20. Oh, Pylon.
Drive-through speeding under the safety car. Okay. Yeah, not good for Julian Pylon. They'll have to do a drive-through when we go back green. Very interesting safety car calls for everyone here. It looks like a lot of these guys decide to come to the pits. But if you're on the hard tire, I don't really know what the plan is. Are you going for a two-stop? You have to, right?
Maybe. I don't know. That's going to pay off for him, because if there's not another safety car, though, even more unfortunate for Ethan with the speeding in the pit lane. But yeah, no, these mediums I don't think will reach towards the end, so they got to be praying for another safety car or something like that, or else they'll just be in puncture territory, which could lead to a very exciting end of the race. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely will. It's gonna be a full reset of the race, though. Really interesting, because those drivers at the front, they didn't even get a chance to pit. I don't know if they would consider doing it now or not. I would assume probably not.
No, they would not. I would imagine not.
But yeah,
maybe they know something we don't.
Well,
everyone else pitting.
I'm on the side here of the first 7 drivers. Like calling through Simon, I feel like they did it right. They're all going for the one-stop strategy. Alex Duarte has already made it a stop. Alex Duarte can go to the end of the race from here without having to pit again. That is huge. Alex Duarte should be the favorite to win the race if he has any pace on those tires at all. But Yeah, I don't know. It's really going to be a huge mix-up because there's some fast drivers in the back of the grid on fresh mediums, and we got drivers in the front on old hards. And, you know, like people like Garrett Elder, Seb, Stelios Repis, Grid Jokes, Dan, Victor Diaz. Those guys are all rapid drivers. And with those medium tires, there's going to be so much pressure on those guys at the front to really get it moving. I think we're going to see some really good racing action as we get on to the second part of this race.
Yeah, the safety car restart will be... This will be very interesting. Maybe Sid can make a move on Colin Edwards. But yeah, so 1 through 7, all on the 7-lap old hards. Now going to be 8. Dougie Falcon's up to 6th, all the way from P17. He is not out of this race. I think he'll be challenging Sid and Colin Edwards for the race win. Magnuson Cube is now back in. He's going to be back in the DRS. Put the safety car restart.
Let's see. Does anyone in the chat have any insight towards the strategy for this race? I mean, for a couple people, it would make sense. Like, okay, so if you're Simon, right, you actually could have pitted to mediums, and you're going to have to make another stop regardless, and you would still be P7. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't know that because he didn't know that behind him, Eric was going to pit, you know? So it's like maybe Simon lost out on that a little bit. Dougie maybe lost out a little bit, but those guys at the front, especially the top 5, they're just like, you'd be giving up so much track position to pit. I don't feel like they made the wrong call staying out. I'm just curious why P8 and down decided to pit. And I guess that really starts with Eric McNerney. He kind of starts the chain, right? He pits. Alex Duarte's pitting, obviously, regardless. So those two come in. Victor Diaz is probably sitting behind the two of them, and he says, well, those two are coming in. I'm going to come in. And it's just, you know, I think it's sort of a chain reaction. I don't think any of them necessarily, like, made the right call, but the fact that they all did it together is kind of going to work out pretty decently for them. All the people up top, in the top 7, they've got to pit anyway. Now, all those people on mediums, let's say Eric McNerney, for example, he's got to pit anyway as well. But he's got the medium tires now, so how many spots can he gain here before their pit window?
Yeah. You know, but if he does have to pit again, there's not a safety car. I mean, the top 7 are just going to be miles ahead of everyone. They're going to have to, or they're going to be on the new fresh mediums while everyone else is going to be on, you know, some hards. So maybe some of these people will try to, you know, stretch out, but we're coming in lap 9 here. It looks like Colin Edwards has already started going. Maybe, yeah, I think Colin Edwards is gone.
Yeah, he's going to just stretch his field out. He doesn't want it to be close at all. That's probably to the benefit of his teammate as well. Just get the field stretched. So Colin's got a great restart. Sid's going to have to blow his battery to even stay within the DRS, but I guess we don't have DRS for 2 laps. Magnuson Cube already a full second back as well. This field has really spread out. You see the drivers coming through turns 1 and 2.
Alex Duarte gets the move done on Victor Diaz.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to start seeing this action happen. Look, we've got Eric McNerney back here. He's going to be all over the back of Simon Carlson with these fresh medium tires, and it's going to make him look like an absolute genius here.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. Oh.
Simon has a moment, so now it'll be Eric to chase down Dougie, but he lost time right there. I don't know if he'll be able to catch back up into the DRS, but he's going to need to. He's going to blow his battery, and that doesn't shock us at all because that is what he does. He's done it every week since he's been in this league, and that has been for about 5 or 6 seasons, so no shock there. He will be out of battery 2 laps into this safety car restart.
Who knows? Maybe that's a move that'll work better for him. But yeah, the grid is relatively still close together. Sid still in the DRS of Colin Edwards, but Magnuson Cube already. Hold on, my delta is all messed up compared to yours. Yeah, it says why all is okay. I'll just look at your delta because this is all messed up on mine.
All right, hopefully we don't have any desync issues. Doesn't appear like there's on my screen. Looks like we got some good battles going on. The Eric McNerney closing in on the Dougie Falcons. He's used a lot of battery to get there, but he is now within 1.1 seconds of Dougie.
Yeah, so DRS will be available next lap. Maybe we'll see some moves. Eric McNerney, damn, on those medium tires, setting the fastest lap of the race. Stelios now with the fastest lap. Oh, they're just coming down now.
And Pylon is going to come into the pits. He's going to serve his drive-through penalty that he has to serve for speeding under the safety car. See, Grid Jokes and Stelios going side by side through Sector 1. And it's some close action right here. Grid Joke's going to hang the outside around this corner leading into the DRS zone. And he's going to be right on the back of Stelios as he's going to get DRS. They're both on the fresh medium tires. They're battling. He's going to drain his battery. Is Stelios doing the same? He is. So both drivers doing everything it takes to take track position. Looks like Stelios is going to get the better of it this time around. Alex Duarte up there as well. Looks like he maybe just lost the position of Victor Diaz. Dan right on the back of Alex Duarte now. Could lose 2 positions in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be struggling on those hards. Oh, he's on new hards, actually.
He's the only one who can make it to the end of the race. Yeah. That's why I said he could be the favorite to win, honestly, if he can just keep pace. If I'm Alex Duarte, I wouldn't be battling anyone because this is just... You're racing against the clock, really. You can't be battling these guys. They've all got to pit again. If they want to pass you, let them go for it, and you need to keep your lap times as fast as possible. And that looks like exactly what he's doing. He's just going to go ahead and let Stelios by. Did he just get punted? He did. He got punted by Grid Jokes. We'll see if Grid Jokes has a time penalty or not, but not a good look for the reserve driver.
Now the Haas of Pascal. Oh no, he's not going to make a move. He got really close. That is so unfortunate for Alex Duarte. Now the strategy won't work. Oh,
well, he kept it moving.
Past Wyall.
Okay, so Dougie Falcons does get past Wyall for P5.
Wyall possibly did that on purpose, though, because now look, Dougie has no DRS, and now the DRS will be on Wyall, so maybe they'll favor him.
You're right, yeah. He's going to blow his battery right here. He's going to see if he can get by Dougie. He might be able to make it happen right here. So Dougie's going to do his best to defend, but Wyall has a lot of pace with the wings that he's running. That looks like some rocket ship top speed.
Oh yeah. Sid falling out of the DRS, unfortunate from him. Grid is pretty separated now. Ethan Patel getting pretty close to the Williams. Ethan Patel burning battery, trying to get past this Williams, and he will probably try to make this move happen. Yeah, he will. Ooh, Dougie Falcons getting right up close to that Wyall AlphaTauri.
Yeah, Dougie is 3/10 back. But right behind Dougie, we've got Eric McNerney on those fresh medium tires. We talked about it. He reeled him back in. He doesn't have a whole lot of battery to play with, but he's going to do what he can, see if he can get by the 2 drivers on the old hards right here. He's going to have extremely good grip getting out of the corners.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Dougie will be able to hold him off right here.
Oh.
He's going to keep him behind for the time being. I don't know how many more straightaways he can keep him behind, though. He's got to get a move on if they don't want Eric McNerney to get by. Ooh, he comes right up on the back of Dougie. It's looking
Very
sketchy.
close.
It's looking real sketchy, but he will have DRS. Both of them will have DRS.
It's a 3-way battle here.
I won't be surprised if we see 3 wide going into the chicane. We're going to watch it from Eric's point of view. He's going to drain his battery down. Dougie's out of battery. We see him blinking. They're going to force it 3 wide. Oh my goodness. Dougie's going to come out ahead for the time being. But Wyall has that low downforce trim. Looks like Ethan Patel in the back getting by Alex Duarte. We have a caution. Might have been some contact. Looks like Ethan Patel goes around. Keep on board with these AlphaTauri, Red Bull, and McLaren drivers. And we are at lap 13. It's about time for these guys to come into the pits as well. Eric McNerney just sending it down the inside, and that was never going to work, but it was interesting. It was an interesting thought.
Yeah, I don't think that Wyall would get penalized for that. That was a bit of an aggressive send from Eric McNerney. But hey, trying to make racing, trying to do hard racing, but it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, it only affected himself. I guess it didn't affect Wyall, so I guess all's fair in love and war. But Dougie Falcons got a 6/10 gap to Wyall now. Eric's going to probably have to come to the pits, I'd imagine. No broken wing. Okay, never mind. He's going to stay out. Ethan Patel, on the other hand, looks like he must have broken a wing. He's going to have to come to the pits one more time. Get a new, fresh set of mediums. And honestly, that's not the end of the world because those mediums can now make it to the end. He had to make a stop anyways. Unfortunately, he has to lose 4 seconds here to get a wing change, and maybe it wasn't his optimal pit lap, but he can make that work.
Yeah, Magnussen Q very close to Sid here with DRS. He doesn't have much ERS to bargain with. Oh, but he's going to use it. Possibly going... Oh, backs off really early. Stelios straight pass. What's going on with him?
Stelios down in P10. Gonna go side by side with Dan, and he's gonna send one. Late break
George
it.
Russell.
And yeah, he knocked Dan off the track. Dan's gonna get a 5-second penalty for that. And that's gonna be really unfortunate for Dan because he's gotta pit one more time.
Oh, you're right.
So he's gonna have to serve that 5-second penalty. And he doesn't really deserve that penalty. And Stewart's going to look at that, and they're probably going to be penalizing Stelios. So now Stelios has to drive and keep that in mind that he's probably getting a 5-second penalty for that. Colin Edwards is going to say it's time to pit. He's going to be the first one, and that's mostly to block the undercut from Sid, I would imagine. Only thing for Colin he's going to have to watch, if he does come out in traffic, which I doubt he will, then he would be losing time, but doesn't look like he's going to come out in traffic. He should be pretty far behind that. So Sid's going to be your leader of the race. For the time being, he's got Magnussen Cube right behind him.
Yeah, Magnussen Cube not playing any games, trying to make this move work, but he's being very cautious. Doesn't want any incidents to happen. I doubt he'll make a move here. I think he's too far back, but he does turn on the ERS with the DRS. Maybe he thinks he can make a move happen here. Sid not using any with battery. Magnussen Cube kind of closing in, but no, he's not going to send it. We do have a yellow. Oh,
Simon Carlson went around, and I believe no damage to him, so he's going to keep it moving, but he fell way down the order. Not ideal for the Williams reserved. So Magnussen Cube all over the back of Sid now. They're both pretty much out of battery. But he's going to be trying to get the move done.
Very close to the back end of Sid's gearbox, but just not a very easy place to make an overtake there.
When we take a look at Colin Edwards as well, he came out, no traffic around him. Simon's right behind him now, but that's not going to cause him any issues. So Colin Edwards has basically been pitted into a spot where he can just hot lap, and that is huge for him. Magnussen Cube and Mateo are going to come to the pits now. Unfortunately for them, they might come out right behind Simon Carlson unless Simon Carlson decides to come in this lap, and we'll see if he does, because that's going to make an impact on the front of the race.
Yeah, so most of the drivers pitting now. Sid stays out. This is very risky from Sid because now he'll probably get massively undercutted, but if another safety car does happen, he's gonna come out huge here. So yeah, very risky from him though to stay out and not pit. I wonder if he'll pit this lap or he'll try to extend it.
Yeah, so let's keep an eye on these guys as they come out of the pits as well. As we were saying, Magnussen Cube right up there. He has open track for now, and I think that will be okay for the moment, but Simon is only just a few seconds ahead of him, and if he does catch up with Simon, Simon is going to be holding him. We'll keep an eye on it because that could be really bad for his undercut versus Sid if he does end up catching him, but he's pretty far down the road. Three seconds ahead of him for the moment.
Yeah, no.
Stelios all over the back of Victor Diaz as well for P2.
Yeah. So yeah, the cool battle here for P2, but these guys will have to pit again. You know, they can maybe try to stick it out, but at that point you'll be in puncture territory and it'll be super risky. Dan, oh, that's right, he did pick up the penalty because he got pushed off, and it's unfortunate because now he's just gonna have to serve it, and he's gonna have to spend 5 seconds in the box.
Yep, not a whole lot you can do about that, but
oh, side by side, Dougie Falcons.
Oh, Dougie Falcons, let's see. Side by side with Mateo, he is going to get them. Oh, no, he's not going to get it done yet. They're still side by side through Sector 3. Bumping and banging.
Yeah.
But looks like the move is done for now. Mateo's going to get the battery, or the DRS, and he's going to dump his battery for the moment. Is Dougie going to contest it at all? He's not going to contest it. Eric McNerney picks up a 3-second time penalty. And I think Dougie's thought here is that he's going to stay close and he's going to try to pass him on the backstretch.
Oh yeah, he's not using any of his battery. He sees that Mateo is blinking, so he knows that he is under 10% battery, so he knows he has around a 15% battery advantage on him here, and he's just going to blow that battery and probably get past him on this backstretch here as we come into the DRS zone. He is blinking again. Now Dougie using his battery, activating the DRS. He's going to get...
I don't think he's dimmed up it here. He thinks maybe he can get it done without using the battery?
Oh, what a send.
Wow, so he does make it stick for now. Yeah, it's going to make that stick. So a little overtake there for Dougie Falcons. Little gutsy not putting the battery on, but hey, it worked out for him. And we have a caution in sector, I believe that, okay, so Colin Edwards. Colin Edwards is around. And that is huge. So now your net leader of the race is going to be Sid Satgar, but we'll see what happens because he stayed out for so long that he may have gotten undercut by Magnuson Cube.
Yeah,
in fact, I'm sure he did.
Stay on board with Sid here. See where he comes out just ahead of Grid Jokes. Oh no, he still needs a bit. So yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Colin Edwards. And okay, so Sid currently in front.
He's going to be far behind Magnuson, and he's going to be on cold tires too. Magnuson is going to go around the outside of Simon. He did get held by him though, like we talked about. He finally caught up to Simon, and Simon held him a little bit. Going to lose a little bit of lap time, but not the end of the world. Still got by him pretty cleanly, and now Sid, he can see Magnuson up there, the race leader, the current net race leader, but you know.
Oh my god. Dougie Falcons right on Sid's butt. It doesn't help that Sid has cold tires though. So yeah, Dougie's gonna have this move made easy. Oh, it goes wide there. Probably
it does go a little bit wide, but it looks like he's probably gonna be able to get this to stick. Sid might try something here. He did get the DRS on him. Oh no, he did not actually. I don't think he did. I think he just drained his battery to stay that close. Ooh, and he is all over the back of Dougie. So Dougie now I believe is net P2? No, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, we thought Colin lost a lot. Colin was so far ahead it didn't matter. Colin is still net P2.
Yeah.
So,
oh my god, Sid going around the outside. Dougie Falcons are too wide. Oh, Dougie comes out on top of that. That was close. That was pretty cool.
So some good racing here from these guys. And Simon Carlson's really kind of just getting in the way of this battle. He might gift the gift of DRS to Dougie Falcons here, which is going to save him for the moment. Yeah, he's going to give it to him. But still, Simon, the fact that he's still out, that is really big for the two guys in front, because he's just going to be slowing down Dougie when Dougie catches him here in a second.
Yeah. So, as we've seen, usually these mediums, you probably want to pit around 14, 15, 16. Or sorry, those are the hards. So, the medium tires now are probably going to drop off pretty significantly. It's like around a track like this. So, trying to extend these to the end of the race, I doubt will happen. But maybe we could see someone like Victor Diaz try that, or Garrett Elder. Just try your best, and maybe you can get a win out of it. Oh, Dougie Falcons makes a move on Sid.
Yeah, he's gonna go around the outside. He's gonna make it stick for now. Actually, Dougie and Sid both just got by Simon at the exact same time, so Sid is all over the back of Dougie. He sees Dougie blinking as well, so he might be able to get this move done. Sorry, I know my mic cut out. And he's gonna try it. Dougie's gonna try to make his one defensive move, and Sid's gonna go down the outside. And that's not good. Both drivers go around, and I'm sure stewards will be looking at that one. I'm not sure if any sort of desync was there, but I hope that it wasn't. I saw some. Yeah, let's just hope that nothing happened there. Hopefully that was a straight up incident and it looked different on their screens than it did online.
Yeah. So Simon Carlson pits on those old hards.
Alex Duarte actually still in front of Magnuson Cube. So technically Alex Duarte is still the leader of this race. He's got to hold him off for 7 laps, which I don't think he'll do. But we'll go ahead and, for the sake of just believing for a moment, we will see if he can keep Magnuson Cube and Colin Edwards behind him. He's going to do everything he can because this is for a win. You know what? I think even if these guys do get by him, this is still a successful run for Alex Duarte. Colin Edwards is going to go for it right now. He's going to blow his battery.
Double overtake?
Going to try to get the double overtake, but not going to happen this time around. Alex Duarte is still going to keep them behind. And Weil is honestly doing pretty good too. Weil is going to make it to the end of the race. This is a good race for the AlphaTauri so far.
Yeah.
I think that that'll be the end of Alex Duarte's win chances, but
do you reckon that Victor Diaz will get this win? Just somehow he extends that. Oh no!
I was gonna say I don't think that they can make it that far. They'd have to go 19 laps. I don't personally think that the mediums can make it past lap like 15 maybe. I could be wrong though. I would like to see one of these drivers prove me wrong. Maybe Garrett Elder will be the one to do it. You know, he's got a big gap out there. Honestly, like if he could just nurse him to the end, there's a chance that he could be a heroic winner. Maybe that's his plan because it wasn't going well for him. I mean, he was in the back anyway. What do you got to lose? You know, maybe just take them till they puncture. Just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're the best COD player in the server, you know, you can maybe get those tires all the way to the end. That would be amazing to see Garrett Elder win this race, just nursing these tires like hell.
Yeah,
but
I would love to see
Connor
it.
was 8 seconds behind, or I guess like 10 seconds-ish behind.
Well, it's possible because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Even at the end here, Colin's tire is gonna feel bad too. Everyone's tires are gonna feel bad, honestly. But we'll see what happens. I see we have a couple guys coming in for softs. Probably going to make fastest lap attempts. That is Pylon and Simon in the back. See, we got Stelios in P8. Going to be trying to make the move on Mateo. Around the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he's going to go for a little bit of a switchback. Goes a little too deep. Going for a second switchback. Mateo's going to have a moment. They're going to make a little bit of contact.
Using the battery they have left, Mateo is going to have to see the position. He could try to attack back. Oh, but the house behind him. Oh,
Okay.
oh
my
no!
gosh!
Oh no, no, no.
No DNF. No DNF. Wow, I thought that could have been a safety car. Oh, it is. It's a full safety car.
It's a full safety car. Oh my god,
Garrett
Garrett
Elder.
Elder.
Garrett Elder. Oh my
He
God.
missed. He didn't go in the pits.
No, he didn't pit.
He didn't go in the pits. Eric
Eric
McNerney
McNerney
does though.
Eric McNerney could win this race. Everyone's got
Garrett
a pit.
Elder.
Everyone's got a pit. Colin Edwards is coming to the pits. Max is coming to the race. Eric is going to take the lead of this race. Garrett is just hanging out by himself. So unfortunate the timing. He could have won the race. He could have won the race.
Take the lead here.
What a safety car. What? And he's trying to pass the safety car. I'm not sure the thought process there.
Uh-oh. Hopefully the session isn't messed up.
I'm not sure what
He
just
just got
happened.
disqualified.
Yeah, he on my screen he just gunned it past the safety car. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate for Garrett. I mean, it was already unfortunate for Garrett. Let's be honest. If he sat behind the safety car and he decided he was going to pit at the end, he would have gone to last place regardless. But yeah, I don't know what the heck just happened.
From a possible win to disqualification, very unfortunate for Garrett Elder.
I don't know if it's just frustration and he was just like, oh, I want to pass the safety car, but I can't. I'm going to do it anyway. Or maybe he didn't see the safety car. Or, I don't know, maybe he thought he was allowed to pass the safety car. I don't know. Still not sure what happened.
Yeah, this definitely changes things up, but now Victor Diaz. Oh wait, Victor's ahead of Eric.
So Weil and Mateo stayed out. Weil's got a penalty, so we're going to ignore that for the time being. Mateo's got a chance. I'll call it a long shot at winning this race. But the problem with him is he's got Victor Diaz right behind him on the softs who just pitted. Very fortunate timing for Victor Diaz as well. Eric McNerney just pitted as well. He's got fresh softs. So that's huge for Eric. Sid is going to be on old mediums. Oh, that's because he just pitted. Okay. Right. Am I missing something there? When did Sid pit?
Well, laps ago.
Are these old mediums
know.
though? I'm confused. So
I don't know.
we missed some of the pit stops, but Colin is also in a great spot as well. There's going to be a 5-lap shootout. I think Colin's got the most pace, and he's in a good position. The trick for him is he's going to get past Victor Diaz and Eric McNerney, and he's going to make quick work of Sid Satgar in the way as well.
Yeah, this definitely changes everything up. We could see the safety car come in this lap. If that that a Williams back there? Yeah, it's a Williams.
Yeah,
if he catches up. He's going slowly. He could have a Delta still.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. I believe by the end of this lap that everyone will have caught up. So we should get back to racing. We'll have 4 laps of craziness. We'll try to follow along, but all these guys on the softs are going to make it so fun.
Oh, Ethan Patel just rejoined the session. He is on old medium, so yeah, not too much stuff is going to be happening from him, I don't think. But Mateo, Victor Diaz, Eric McNerney, or I guess Weil too. How big is Weil's penalty? Penalty 6 seconds. Okay, so Weil's pretty much out of this race. But so the top 2 are on 7-lap old mediums. So, you know, Victor Diaz and Eric McNerney, I think, are going to be battling towards like the last lap of this race, and maybe we can see a Victor Diaz win. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, Colin Edwards just yet.
Yeah, we can't count Colin out, but dude, I will say Victor's been here for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And we'll keep it on the tires. But yeah, Victor's been here for a long time, and he is no stranger to these sort of situations. I mean, I don't think anyone would have picked Victor Diaz coming in here. He is the number 2 driver at Alfa Romeo. No one would have picked him coming in here saying that I think Victor Diaz will win this race, but any race, anything can happen. And the same thing, I mean, maybe Eric and Victor take each other out. You know, I don't know. Maybe Mateo still wins this race. Who knows? This is going to be crazy.
Yeah. Safety car in this lap. I don't know about you. It's looking a little gloomy out here in Paul Ricard.
It actually is looking a little bit gloomy. I don't know if there's a chance of rain or not, but that would be crazy. Awesome. Just to add to the madness.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we get. I'm sure that we'll see some spins. I don't know. This might not be the last safety car even, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, whoa.
Yes, he's going to come out of the final corner. Eric gets Victor gets a pretty decent launch, but he's still going to lose the gap. Sid right behind his teammate. I don't know if there'll be any fighting between the 2 McLarens. Dougie Falcons got a pretty good launch on Stelios. And no one's made any overtaking on the restart. Dougie is the closest as far as our Delta looks right now. Stelios as well right in front of him. All over the back of Alex Duarte. Simon Carlson picking up a 3-second penalty. And Weil's already broken a 1-second gap to Mateo. I don't think that'll matter at the end of it, but we'll see. Colin Edwards all over the back of Sid, and he's going to maybe make it stick right here. He's going to drain some battery. He's got a lot of it. This is a 5-lapper pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, so we can see Eric McNerney get past Victor Diaz here. Oh, Eric McNerney takes a lot of that curb, though, so Victor Diaz could possibly have a really good exit here. He's not going to use his battery, which is smart. Dougie Falcons with the 3-second time penalty. Not good for the Red Bull team. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's going to be very interesting.
Mateo is actually still on for the win. I don't know. Can he do it? I mean, Eric McNerney's got to run him down now, but Eric and Victor are fighting, and that's going to, if they keep fighting, Mateo could sneak away with it. And Eric's got a penalty, so it has to be Victor or Colin. Colin's a little bit further back, though. He'd have to make up a lot of time.
Yeah, so currently Dougie Falcons is side by side right now with, I think that's Stelios. Oh my god, they make it 3 wide. Oh, and Dougie gets it moved on.
I believe he gets it done. Yeah, it's still going to be crazy. Maybe 3 wide going down into turn 1. Dougie looks like he's going to get by. We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1, and someone's going to back out. It looks like the guy in the middle chooses to. Dougie's going to take over P9 for the time being. Now up front, we got Eric McNerney catching up to Mateo now. As long as Mateo keeps getting pulled by Weil, though, Mateo could win this race, because Eric's not going to be able to get by Mateo for the time being. I don't think so. He's got DRS.
Yeah. So if you're at Victor Diaz...
Oh, no DRS yet. No DRS yet.
Yeah, no DRS. Oh.
And Grid Jokes goes around. Not sure what happened there.
But if you're Victor Diaz right now, you're kind of just thinking like, Eric, you got to get past this guy or else, you know, he's going to take the win. So it sucks for Weil because he has a 6-second time penalty. So he's pretty much out of contention for a podium, even, you know. So, but Colin Edwards right on the back of Victor Diaz. Oh, maybe thinking of a move here, but... Oh, he goes down the inside.
He's going to try it around on the outside as well. Dougie Falcons in the back gets past Pascal on the move up to P8. And Colin Edwards does manage to get by Victor Diaz. He's going to make that stick. Now he's got to get by Eric McNerney, who is all over the back of Mateo. And DRS is going to activate this lap. Mateo really just needs to stay in front through this first sector, and then he's going to get DRS, which should be able to protect him the rest of the way. I know he's out of battery, but Eric doesn't have a lot to play with either. DRS is enabled. Can Mateo hold on? Eric can get past him. He's not worried too much about Eric. He's got the time penalty. What he has to worry about is that Alpine of Colin Edwards 2 places back.
Yeah, I would say Colin Edwards possibly in the best position here for the race win. Ooh, there is a yellow flag in Sector 1 as that's a Red Bull. Is that Ethan Patel? Yeah, it is.
Unlucky race for him. I know that he's been disconnected a couple times as well. Unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. But here we go. Eric McNerney's got the DRS. Mateo also has the DRS. Is Mateo going to be able to hold him off? He is not going to be able to. It doesn't look like. But will Victor Diaz sneak, or Colin Edwards sneak through? Not this time around. There's contact. No! And Mateo goes around. We caught it on the camera. And that could be a Colin Edwards victory. He's still got to drive it out. He's got one more lap left. But that is unfortunate contact between Eric McNerney and Mateo. This is going to send Mateo from a podium position down to outside of the top 10.
Yeah, Eric McNerney still right on the back of Colin Edwards, but he does have that 3-second time penalty. Victor Diaz still contender for second place here. So Colin Edwards is going to try to keep in the DRS of Weil, because if he does that, he'll easily be able to defend the 2 drivers behind him.
Some action in the back for P13. Looks like Simon and Julian Pylon made some contact, and that's not good for them as we go into the final lap of this race. Pascal all over the back of Mateo and Seb, but we've got a last lap battle for the win. I guess we've got Eric McNerney in the way, which is somewhat unfortunate, but Victor Diaz only 1 second behind Colin for the time being. Seb looks like he went around. He's sitting on the side of the track, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to retire on the track as well. Unfortunate for the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, Klinsmann, he's going to drain his battery here, possibly overtaking Weil. I mean, Weil's using all of his battery, but it ain't much. He is blinking. Colin Edwards is going to save his battery now. Possibly going to think of just going to use it all on the exit of this corner. I mean, it doesn't really matter if he overtakes him here.
And Magnussen is going to make contact with Sid as they go through the chicane. He pushes him off a little bit. I'm not sure if that was anything or not. Oh, and Dougie Falcons right behind
Colin
Sid
Edwards.
as well. Colin Edwards going to go for the move on Weil.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that changes everything. Victor Diaz is on course to win this race from a huge resistance from Weil and Colin Edwards. That'll be investigated by the stewards, obviously, right after this race. Eric McNerney in P1 currently. So he has a 3-second time penalty, and Victor Diaz is in P2, Magnussen in P3.
And here it is. Victor Diaz coming to the line. And he is going to win the French Grand Prix. He's going to win his first ever Division 2 race. The number 2 driver from Alfa Romeo is going to win the French Grand Prix after all the chaos. Magnussen Cube, the Ferrari driver, comes P2. Eric McNerney picking up a podium. Dougie Falcons in P4 with the time penalty. Colin Edwards and Stelios, the Alpine drivers, salvaging a P5 and P6, but it could have been so much more. What the heck did we just watch?
Yeah, oh my God, that was crazy between Weil and
I don't know what Colin was.
Edwards.
All he had to do was follow him through.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the thought process was he's not sure if that time penalty will get cleared or not, so he wanted to make it happen on track. Why? I am so confused.
From P11 on the grid to P1, Victor Diaz, take a bow, man.
That was a phenomenal drive. It came with a little bit of luck, but what the crazy heck, dude? What a finish. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Dougie Falcons, I mean, we got to give it to him. He went up, down, up.
I mean, I think everyone did, but yeah, Dougie especially. P17 to P4, he's got to be happy with that. I mean, the Alpine salvaged a P5 and P6. I know that sounds like it sucks, but that's still really good for their constructors. I think that might put them P1. But yeah, Colin Edwards had a win there, and he went for Weil on the inside. I'm not sure whose fault it was. Maybe Weil's fault, but I just don't understand why Colin Edwards is going for that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later in the week as people start to talk things out. We'll see it in the stewards room, I'm sure. But wow, chaos, and I wouldn't want to be a steward this week.
Yeah, no, this is. Wow, that was an insane end to a race. Probably the most insane ending to a race I've seen in quite a while. Not what you expect for France. You'd think it'd be a boring track, but no, we had a lot of entertainment here. But Victor Diaz, P1, Magnussen Q P2, Eric McNerney P3. You would have never imagined this top 3 in a million years.
No,
Like,
no chance you would have predicted. No, maybe Magnussen, but I mean, yeah, that's so strange. We're used to seeing, Lights calling Dougie up there. Such a strange top 3. Let's see if we can get these guys in here for interviews.
boot.
Eric or Victor Diaz getting away. That feels so good, man, because he's been around for so long, and yeah, that's awesome, man. That's got to be one of the most unpredicted wins we've had yet. We got Eric McNerney down here. Let's pull Eric McNerney in.
Wrong VC.
Yeah. All right, hey Eric, how's it going? Can you hear us?
Hey, yeah.
What the heck just happened?
Crazy race. I thought I was doomed when I spun, and then I had got perfect timing with the safety cars, so kind of helped me out there.
Well, that is the perfect example of why you never give up. And for everyone in that race, that's why you don't give up. That was so crazy. I don't know if you saw what happened in front of you, but there was some controversial, I guess, contact between Weil and Colin. Colin went for the overtake. We're not even sure if he needed to make the overtake. I mean, Weil had a penalty. Yeah, but he went for the overtake, and I don't know if Weil gave him enough room or what happened, but contact happened. And that contact ended up in giving you a 3rd place, man. So
yeah, it would have been 4th, I think. But if Matteo kind of he raced really good, but I think just that last desperation, last lap, or maybe it was slightly less. I think if he didn't make that move on me, I could have won with the penalty. Like if they still crashed in front of me, that was just luck for me.
I was going to say, I'm not taking anything away from your race because we were on board with you a lot. We saw some great wheel-to-wheel action. But wow, did it feel to you like the cars were just falling right? I mean, the first safety car, you pitted, everyone pitted behind you. You didn't even lose a spot, and you get free set of mediums. That's got to feel great, right?
Yeah, it felt great until I spun. So.
And then, you get softs at the end, and you get a second chance at it. You just let it rip, and look at that.
Yeah, I was pushing pretty hard. I was afraid I was going to spin because I was pushing pretty hard. So.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Thanks.
So, good racing, Eric. It's really nice to see you back on the podium. We love getting an Eric McNerney podium.
I feel really bad for my teammate though. Like he probably could have finished ahead of me. So.
I mean, yeah, we'll never know. So, but that is what it is. It's a very fun podium this week, and we're gonna enjoy it while we have it. So congrats, Eric.
Thanks.
All right, and we've got our P2 driver, the Twitter legend. He's got 10,000 followers on Twitter. Magnussen Cube. How's it feel, dude? What just happened?
Everything happened in that last lap. Like, oh god. I just had to send it on Sid. It was just all or nothing Ricardo style dive into the chicane, and then Colin and Weil just died at the fast right-hander scene.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking. We're still not sure if that contact was like necessary or not. What happened for the P1? Well, I guess we'll never know, or maybe we'll find out throughout the week. But
I didn't even get to see it.
Yeah, I mean, P2. I mean, were you behind Eric? Did you just benefit P2 from the time penalties, or what happened?
Yeah, I benefited from the pens. I just didn't save Yaris well enough.
I mean, what a crazy into a race, man. I had you picked as my favorite to win, and you didn't pull through for me, so I guess we'll have to see if you can make that up next week. But still, great race. Hudson, you got anything for him?
Nah, man, that was just insane. Starting from P2, finishing P2, probably the most insane race we've seen. Yeah, great racing, Magnussen.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Go, you can take a breath now. So, all right.
Oh,
Good job, Madison, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Monaco.
thank you.
All right, and here he is, the man of the hour, Victor Diaz. You got us?
I got you guys.
Dude, what the heck just happened? Congratulations.
Man, I'm still shaking from those last couple laps. I have no idea. It was, I mean, I thought, what was it, P4, P5 I was in? I thought it was settled, and then out of nowhere, I just see 2 or 3 cars on the side of the road crashed, went around, and Eric was in front of me. I saw the penalty, and I could not believe in what situation I was in. The whole race, I just did what I could to keep it clean and just finish the race, get points, but
So,
not in a million miles did I think this was gonna happen.
when you noticed it and you turned that final corner down the front straight, did you just like, what was the reaction? You just scream?
Man, I couldn't believe it. Like the whole after the restart, my hands were shaking because I knew a good result was on. I really didn't want to screw it up. And then yeah, once I turned to that final straight, I just started doing the